Welcome to Karnataka TV News Headlines, bringing you the latest updates from Karnataka, India, and around the world. We are committed to delivering accurate, reliable, timely news that matters to you. Let's begin with today's top headlines. The future of work. Bengaluru bandits train their own replacement. How AI is learning human jobs in India's market. A surprising AI experiment is unfolding in Bengaluru, where market vendors and shopkeepers are being paid to wear head-mounted cameras while they walk. The project, linked to San Francisco-based staffing company InstaWalk, records everyday tasks such as stocking shelf, handling customer, organizing products, and managing shops. The footage is then used to train artificial intelligence systems and robots to perform similar tasks in the future. The new Thippasandra market workers say they were asked to simply continue their daily routines while wearing the cameras. The initiative has sparked debate about the future of jobs, workplace surveillance, and whether workers are unknowingly helping create technology that could eventually replace them. This experiment involves local vendors recording their everyday tasks to gather egocentric first-person data to train humanoid robots. What started as viral social media videos of vegetable seller has evolved into a structured data collection initiative in traditional retail spaces like Bengaluru's new Thippasandra market. The project highlights the intersection of cutting-edge robotics and the informal gig economy, sparking intense debate over labor compensation and ethics. India ranks second loneliest country in global study. What the report reveals. A global study released in June 2026 has ranked India as the world's second loneliest country, highlighting growing concern about emotional well-being and social isolation despite strong family and community tradition. According to the report, Turkey topped the list with a loneliest score of 100%, while India followed closely with a score of 89%. The findings suggest that large household and close family ties do not necessarily protect people from feelings of loneliness and emotional disconnection. Key finding for India: 58% of respondents said they feel lonely, 34% reported feeling isolated from others, 37% frequently experience sadness, the highest rate among the top 5 countries in the rank. Many participants reported a lack of meaningful emotional connection despite being surrounded by family or school. Why is loneliness rising? Experts point to several factors contributing to the trend: rapid urbanization and migration away from hometowns, increased dependence on digital communication over face-to-face interaction, work-related stress and long working hours. Turkey statistics: 61% of respondents reported feeling lonely and 45% said they feel isolated, crowded but lonely. Paradox, because only 3.7% of Indian households are single-person homes. The data suggests the problem is an emotional disconnect rather than a lack of physical proximity. Global top 5. The top 5 loneliest countries were Turkey, India, Brazil, South Africa, and South Korea. Operation Tufan: Kerala cracks down on illegal e-cigarette racing students. Despite a nationwide ban on e-cigarettes, illegal vape products are reportedly finding their way into schools and colleges across Kerala through online channels. Concerned by the growing trend among teenagers, the Kerala police have launched Operation Tufan to curb the sale and distribution of these products. Reports indicate that hundreds of cases have been registered and numerous arrests made as part of the crackdown. What is an e-cigarette vape? An e-cigarette, commonly called a vape, is a battery-powered device designed to heat the liquid known as e-liquid or vape juice into an aerosol that the user inhales. A typical vape contains battery to power the device, and heating quality warms the liquid. A tank or cartridge containing e-liquid, a mouthpiece for inhalation. E-liquid may contain nicotine, flavorings, and propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, and other chemicals. Why are health experts concerned? Health authorities warn that vaping can pose particular risks for adolescents because the brain continues developing into the mid-20s. Potential concerns include nicotine addiction and dependence, effects on attention, memory, learning, increased risks of anxiety and mood-related issues, respiratory irritation, lung problem, exposure to chemicals whose long-term effects are still being studied. Why is it difficult to detect? Many modern vapes are designed to resemble everyday objects such as pens, USB drive, highlighter, lighters, because they are small, produce less odor than traditional cigarettes, can be concealed easily. Parents, teachers may find them harder to identify. Legal status in India. India banned the production, import, export, transport, sale, distribution, storage, and advertisement of e-cigarette under the Prohibition of Electronic Cigarette Act 2019. Possession for sale, commercial distribution can attract penalties under the law. Operation Tufan, the Kerala Police initiative, aims to identify illegal supplier and distributor, monitor online sales channels, prevent distribution near schools and colleges, raise awareness among student parents and educators. Authorities have expressed concern that organized networks are targeting educational institutions using online delivery system to bypass restriction. E-cigarettes are battery-operated devices that convert liquid into an inhalable aerosol. While often marketed with attractive flavors and discreet design, health experts warn that they can be particularly harmful to adolescents due to risks of addiction and potential effects on brain and lung health. Kerala's Operation Tufan affects growing concern over the spread of illegal vaping products among students despite the national ban. High school students create the world's largest remote control paper plane. A team of students from Sanzanjili Middle School has achieved a remarkable feat by setting a new Guinness World Record for the world's largest remote control paper plane. Record-breaking aircraft led by student Zhu Junji team spent nearly 6 months designing and building the massive aircraft. Specification: wingspan 0.06 meters, 19.9 feet, length 5.06 meters, 16.6 feet. Type: remote control paper airplane. For flight time approximately 15 minutes. Outcome: successful takeoff, stable flight, and safe landing. How the project began: the inspiration came from Zhu and his teammates won the championship, set a national record at the China International Aircraft Design Challenge last October, increased by their success. They researched existing record and discovered that no unmanned remote control paper airplane with a wingspan of 6 meters had previously been documented. According to instructor, the greatest challenge was managing the aircraft's enormous size. In ultra-large aircraft, every 1 degree adjustment of the wing surface and every 1 centimeter shift in the center of gravity directly affects lift and stability. This meant the student had to carefully balance aerodynamics, weight distribution, and structural strength to ensure the giant paper plane could fly safely and efficiently. The achievement demonstrated how STEM education, creativity, teamwork can enable students to tackle real-world engineering challenges. What started as a school project evolved into a world record accomplishment that showcased both innovation and practical aerospace engineering skills. Russian uses WWI-era Dazzle camouflage against AI-powered drones. In an unusual blend of old and new warfare, the Russian military is reportedly painting some trucks and armored vehicles with Dazzle camouflage, a technique first developed during World War I to make them harder for AI-powered Ukrainian drones to identify and strike. What is Dazzle camouflage? Dazzle camouflage was created in 1917 by British naval artist Norman Wilkinson. Unlike traditional camouflage, which aimed to hide an object, Dazzle uses bold black and white geometric pattern to confuse observers. What is Dazzle camouflage? Dazzle camouflage was created in 1917 by British naval artist Norman Wilkinson. Unlike traditional camouflage, which aimed to hide an object, Dazzle uses bold black and white geometric patterns to confuse observers. The technique was widely used on Allied ships during World War I to make it difficult for German submarine crews to estimate. Rather than rendering vessels invisible, why use it against modern drones? Russia appears to believe that similar high-contrast pattern can confuse computer vision systems used by some modern drones, and AI-powered drones often rely on cameras and image recognition algorithms to identify and track military vehicles. The theory is that zebra-like pattern may distort vehicle outlines, make object classification more difficult, reduce targeting accuracy, cause AI system to misjudge a vehicle's shape or orientation. People really thought human blood was blue. Here is how the myth spread around the world. For decades, millions of people believed that blood inside the human body was blue and only turned red when exposed to oxygen. It sounds scientific, but it is completely false. Human blood is always red. The color may vary depending on oxygen levels. Bright red blood contains high amount of oxygen. Dark red or maroon blood contains less oxygen. At no point does human blood become blue. Why do bands look blue? The confusion largely comes from the appearance of bands beneath the skin. Although the blood inside them is dark red, bands often look blue because of how light interacts with human skin. When light strikes the skin, different wavelengths are absorbed and scattered differently. Blue light is reflected back to our eyes more effectively from deeper tissues, while red light is absorbed more readily. As a result, bands can appear blue even though the blood flowing through them is red. Scientists describe this as an optical illusion, not a change in the blood's actual color. How school textbooks help spread the myth. Another major source of confusion came from anatomy diagrams. For generations, textbook educational charts use red to represent oxygen-rich blood in arteries, blue to represent oxygen-poor blood in veins. The colors were meant as a teaching tool to distinguish different parts of the circulatory system. However, many students assumed the diagram showed the blood's real color. Over time, this misunderstanding became one of the world's most common science myths. The blue blood connection. The myth was also reinforced by the expression blue blood, a term historically used to describe aristocratic or noble families. The phrase originated in medieval Europe, where pale-skinned nobles had visible blue bands were considered socially distinct from laborers who spent more time outdoors. Although unrelated to actual blood color, the expression likely helped strengthen the association between bands and blue blood in popular culture. The reality: human blood is always red, whether oxygen-rich or oxygen-poor. Human blood remains red throughout the body. The idea that blood is blue before it reaches oxygen is simply a misunderstanding caused by the way bands appear through the skin. Educational illustration, centuries of cultural language. In other words, the blood in your veins right now is not blue, it only looks that way from the outside. Kiyomasa, Japan's deep thinker, gorilla goes viral. A western lowland gorilla named Kiyomasa has become an internet sensation after a video showing him sitting in a contemplative pose went viral, amassing more than 8 million views across social media platforms. Born on November 1, 2012 at Higashiyama Zoo and Botanical Garden in Nagoya, Kiyomasa is the son of the famous silverback gorilla Savani, who is well known worldwide for his striking looks and charismatic personality. In the viral clip, Kiyomasa sits alone with his right arm resting across his body and his left hand near his mouth while gazing into the distance. The post immediately reminded viewers of deep contemplation, leading many to compare him to Rodin's famous sculptor, the Tinker. Social media users responded humorous interpretation, joking that gorilla looked as though he was reflecting on a disagreement with his mate Rick, considering life choice, pondering the meaning of existence. While the scene appears remarkably human, experts note that gorillas often sit quietly to observe their surrounding, race, or process social interaction within their groups. The video's popularity highlights how closely people relate to gorilla or distant primate relatives, whose expression and body language can sometimes seem surprisingly familiar for many viewers. Kiyomasa's thoughtful post turned an ordinary zoo moment into a relatable and amusing glimpse of animal behavior. Kiyomasa the gorilla captivates the internet with his thoughtful thinker pose. While we can definitively know what Kiyomasa was contemplating, researchers have long documented complex social relationships, empathy, and emotional processing among great apes. Gorillas share nearly 98% of their DNA with humans, making their strikingly human-like social behaviors and post-agreement hulking a fascinating reminder of our evolutionary similarities. And with that, we come to the end of today's news bulletin. Thank you for choosing Granada TV News as your trusted source of information. We hope you found today's updates informative and insightful. For continuous coverage of breaking news, special reports, in-depth analysis, stay connected with Granada TV News across all our digital platforms. Until we meet again with more updates, stay aware, stay responsible, and take care of yourself and your loved ones. Goodbye and have a pleasant day.